The holiday season can feel like a battlefield when you're in recovery. Expectations, family pressure, loneliness, too much noise, too much silence, and everybody around you is acting like you should be merry. Well, what if there was a way to stay spiritually centered even when the things around you feel like a trigger? We're going to talk about that right now on A Spiritual Remedy. Welcome to A Spiritual Remedy, beloveds. My name is Sunshine Daye, and here we provide spiritual support for people in recovery. Look, I'm just going to say it. The holidays can be some of the hardest times of the year for people in recovery. Even if you're doing well, even if you feel strong, and even if you have support, the holidays sometimes bring up a lot of pressure and expectation, regrets, comparisons, overstimulation, a lot of shopping, going over budget or not having a budget at all and still shopping. The culture acts like drinking is the main event during these end of the year holidays. And if you grew up in a home where the holidays were painful or unpredictable or chaotic, or if, like me, you didn't celebrate the holidays and so everybody else around you is in celebration mode and you're not, your body remembers. Your nervous system remembers and your heart remembers. So pause and remember this. There's nothing wrong with you for finding this time of year difficult. You're not weak, you're not behind, and you're not failing. It's simply a time where you may need a little more support and not willpower. And let's face it, it might be a great time to look at your higher power because unlike businesses, your higher power doesn't take off for the holidays. And it's important because spirit doesn't disappear just because the world gets loud. And the power and the presence doesn't withdraw when you feel overwhelmed. And love doesn't shrink when stress rises. Sometimes we forget. We forget that spirit, that life, that higher power, presence, God is always there. So, before these holidays come upon us, I thought I'd share a little bit about some of the things that I use when I am out and about and engaging with the invitations that I get or don't get, or when I'm at home, or when the world seems to be a little bit too much or too chaotic for me. First of all, before you go to the next event, you can easily just make that connection with that indwelling spirit within you. And it may sound something like, Spirit, go before me, make my way clear, keep me centered. That one sentence alone can change your life. What you're doing is affirming and setting in place in your mind that you are centered, that you're focused, that something, this power and presence is going before you to make the way clear and to allow you to be centered. The other thing too that you need to know, and I'm being reminded to tell you right now, is that you're allowed to leave early. I mean, you don't owe anybody your emotional stability. You don't owe anyone your recovery or an explanation. And if being unsafe comes up for you, leave. Your recovery is not negotiable. Your peace is not rude, and your boundaries are not disrespectful. Sometimes spirit gives us, through our intuition, a nudge, a tightness, a knowing that says, it's time to go, baby. So honor that and honor yourself. The other thing is, create a sacred pause. Before you walk into a room or a party or a dinner or a family gathering, just put your hand to your heart. I do this often in a lot of places, and take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am wrapped in love. I'm wrapped in love or peace or whatever your word is. And it can begin to shift your nervous system, and it shifts your energy before you walk into the room. I know when I put my hand to my heart and I say, I I am wrapped in love. I'm wrapped in love. I know for me, then love is what comes out, and I'm able to be there, um, and be in this loving vibration. And don't isolate. I know it can be easy to be like, you know what, I'm just going to tuck away and let this all blow over. Um, I get that. In your isolation, do not isolate yourself from spirit. Find that one person who knows you, whether it's a friend or a sponsor or a spiritual guide or companion, somebody who gets you, and ask them to check in with you this week. Ask them to to give you a call on a particular day that you're feeling a little bit tender. I know I do that with my friends. I'd be like, look, I haven't heard from you. I need you to call on me. I need you to check in on me. Or I'm going through a rough patch next Wednesday. Can you call me? Can you check in on me? It's an important day and I need to just have somebody check in on me, because I don't know about you, but I see recovery as a team sport, and even if you're only talking to somebody for 60 seconds to make that connection, like a touchstone, it's like, oh yeah, we're here. It makes a huge, huge difference. And make the presence practical. Make that presence with spirit practical. People think spirituality is like floaty or poetic, but during the holidays, it needs to be practical. You can easily just have your relationship with higher power. And just be like, look, I want to see this differently. I want to stay calm during this holiday season. I want to feel the joy. I want to feel safe. Um, Spirit responds to that which you're wanting, not what you don't want, what you want. It's important. Don't tell me what you don't want. Tell me what you want. And that's what Spirit says. So I thank you for my calmness. Thank you for my joy. I thank you for my safety. And Spirit responds to that. So, beloveds, as we all move through this holiday season, don't white knuckle through it, and don't pretend that you're fine if you're not. If you are, great, and be a support to someone who may be struggling. Don't abandon yourself or betray yourself to these old roles and expectations. Now, stay connected and stay honest. This is going to be my first holiday season without my mom. And I'm going to be using these tips and tools myself. Um, Not because I am afraid that I'm going to drink, but because I want to feel supported, because I want to move through this holiday season with joy, with peace in my heart, with calmness. Ah, that's what I'm calling forth in my life. So stay close. Stay close to that presence that is never an absence and that is always there for you. And speaking of always there for you, if you need additional support, please reach out. We provide spiritual support for people in recovery. And if that be you, beloveds, I want to support you. So check us out, vidaslc.org. It is there where you can find additional resources and you can reach out to me for additional spiritual support. Until the next time, know that you are loved.